Packers and Vikings today. We picked this one up in the second quarter. Vikings down 3-0, but Sam Darnold didn't keep it that way for very long. Going deep, Jalen Naylor is ready.
Oh, I mean,
he catches it for a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean, this just looks easy.
Kind of like wide open.
Yeah, wide open is a good way to put it. Early in the third, Vikings up by 10. Here's Darnold again. Evades the rush, finds Jordan Addison for a nice touchdown.
But it made it look easy early, and Green Bay was kind of trying to figure this out, right? And boy, it looked like it's going to be a blowout, but not so fast here in a moment.
Not so fast, because this time, looked like it was going to be caught, but
got caught.
But got caught by the wrong team, Green Bay.
And now it got stripped out, and Green Bay got the ball back.
That's right. And so Green Bay's like, we're coming. It might be a little late, but we're going to come for you here. Off the turnover, Josh Jacobs would punch this thing in for a touchdown.
Wow.
So the Packers are now down 10. But is it too little, too late? Under 2.5 minutes left of the fourth. Packers down 27-18. Jordan Love finding Malik Heath in the end zone. Touchdown Packers.
Now it's interesting.
It is. Now it's a 2-score game with under 2 minutes to go. Yeah. Darnold looking. Justin, where are you? Got him. 9 yards. Okay, that's what we need. Next play. On a bootleg here.
This is the big one here.
Cam Akers gets the first down. So Akers making that catch as he's falling down, essentially. The Vikings would kneel and win it. 27-25. Here's Justin Jefferson after the game.
Justin, you guys have now put yourselves in position to play for the #1 seed. What does it mean to this group?
Yeah, it's definitely something that's big. Of course, we want the home field advantage. Of course, we want that extra time to rest a little bit. But, we're just taking 1 week at a time. We're focused on Green Bay this week, and then next week we're going to be focused on Detroit. So it's just great to come out here and get a dub, and now it's on to the next one.
Contributions across the offense. How have you guys been able to play such unselfish football?
We have so many guys on this team. It's kind of hard to play selfish football. You know the ball is going to be passed around a lot. Different players are going to get their opportunities to get the ball and get points on the board. So you just got to be waiting for your opportunity. With this type of offense, we have so many different opportunities, so many different plays that we can get. All you have to do is just be patient.
What did you see from your defense today getting after Jordan Love?
You can look at the stats and really tell. The last drive is really when they really started to pick things up. But, all year our defense has been killing it all season, and today has been another game.
And how have you guys continued to grow with Sam Darnold?
Sam is Sam, man. A lot of people count Sam out, but, we surrounded Sam with the weapons, good coaching staff, great people around the building. So it's just all about Sam coming here and just being himself, just executing the plays and just doing what he normally do.
A 2-point loss earlier this season to Detroit. How do you fix that in Week 18?
Yeah, that's early on in the season. There's different things that we didn't really know about our team, different things that we needed to figure out. So, just looking at the film, seeing the things that we should have done better last time, we'll definitely look at that, and we're excited going into Detroit next week.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
What a way to round out the season for the Vikings, huh? Green Bay and then Detroit. Sam Darnold, though, improves to 14-2 as a starter this season, with his 14 wins, breaking a tie for the most by any quarterback in his first season with a new team since quarterback starts were first tracked back in 1950. And what's crazy is that Sam Darnold wasn't even supposed to be the starter for this Vikings team. And look how far he's come. And I feel like yet there's still some people out there, not to name names, that don't fully trust him yet because of what his past has been. But given the way the season has gone for Sam Darnold and what's still in front of him, what does this do for his reputation or image as a quarterback?
Well, I think the decision now is going to be this, is as he enters the playoffs, according to how many games he can win, what do the Minnesota Vikings do when the season's over? Do they bring Sam Darnold back? Do they go with the young player they drafted? That's it. Sam Darnold's he's sitting in a good seat right now. Mm-hmm. He's sitting in a great seat, and good for Sam Darnold. He's a guy that obviously came out of USC, first-round draft choice. We know his history like other quarterbacks. Jared Goff got shipped off. Baker Mayfield got shipped off. We've seen this all of a sudden in the National Football League. It has something to do with, does the player and the coach understand what it takes to be successful? Do I build the offense around my quarterback? He's in a unique situation. His head coach played quarterback at San Diego State. And he built their offense around Sam Darnold. And Sam Darnold's being successful. It's not by accident. It's by having a good coach that understands this is who this guy is. We're going to play to his strengths. And they've done that.
Yeah, Sam Darnold stayed prepared thinking it was going to be J.J. McCarthy for the whole season,
Yes.
and clearly it's been such a different story. But a story that we always expect is to see Justin Jefferson in this offense to perform at a high level, and they have. And we just heard him with Lindsey Theory talking about unselfish football and all of these opportunities that they've had. How are they able to utilize all of those guys in the offense?
Well, I think these guys understand that it's an offense built on the ability to throw the football. And they have some unique receivers, and they have a very talented group, along with some a running back as well. And what they do is they distribute the ball. You don't know where it's going. I mean, if you'd have told me in the beginning of the season, oh, by the way, the Minnesota Vikings are going to be 14-2. Really? The Minnesota Vikings? Because when you think about the NFC North, who do you think? Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
By the way, they beat Green Bay twice now.
Yep.
This was a big win for them.
Let's hear from their head coach. Here's Matt LeFleur.
Obviously dug ourselves in too deep of a hole right there. It's part of our guys' effort, and they continued to compete and battle, but you just can't do that against good teams. The margins in this league, especially against a good football team, are razor thin. I don't think we were at our best, but that's a credit to them. They in our slow start, and that's me as much as anybody. So I got to be better, and we got to get better, and we got to learn from this and try to move on and get some momentum here. We got the Bears coming in and try to finish this thing out the right way.
Matt, I understand you're keeping these games against these top teams close, but how unsettling is it they haven't been able to finish any of them going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it obviously bothers me. I just think that you can't get down against good football teams, and if there's a lesson there, that is the lesson, because it's tough to come back. I think our guys continue to fight and battle and scratch and claw, but ultimately we just can't put ourselves in a hole like that. And it certainly took us way too long to get going offensively, and if that happens, then I mean, this is the result.
When you take the ball first, you're moving it, and then you get the giveaway in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, we knew that's their kind of how they operate. They do a great job getting the ball out. They do a good job putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback in the passing game, and then in the run game, giving you a lot of different front structures, getting a lot of hats towards the football. And we knew they were going to punch at the ball, and that's exactly. I mean, I didn't actually see it, whether or not it got punched out or we just coughed it up, but obviously can't happen, and that's a tough way to start the game, especially when you take the ball. Yeah, that's a tough call. It was a tough call. I don't know. I'll tell you what I saw, and obviously the official disagreed with what I saw. I saw our tight end clearly signal he was off the ball, and I saw Wicks take the ball. I wasn't standing on the sideline, so I couldn't tell you, but they obviously saw it differently. Yeah, but I'm not going to make excuses for it. We put ourselves in a bad position ultimately. I was standing right down the line for that. I didn't see it that way, but I'm not an official either, so that's not my job, and that's not what I get paid to do.
Until the end there, it didn't seem like there was many downfield opportunities for offense. We all know what crucial offense means to your offense. Was that a byproduct, just not having?
Well, I think it's a byproduct of their coverage. Did you see how loose they were? I mean, where do you want to just throw it up?
What can you do when the defense is playing?
You got to take the underneath routes and checkdowns, and you got to have time to allow things to develop if you are going to try to take a shot. But they do a good job of keeping a lid on the coverage. That's how they play. We knew that going in, so there was going to be minimal opportunities to push the ball down the field. You got to be super efficient. You got to stay on schedule, because once they get you into third down, that's where they're really good. And I mean, that's one of the best in the league at third down. So you got to stay in front of the sticks or stay out of third down in general.
I think Jordan should have been a little quicker checking down a few of those.
No, not necessarily. I got to go back and look at it. I thought there was, credit to them. They came out, played a little bit more man than we were anticipating. They had shown that a couple games. Didn't think they'd get it. We get it. So I think that's part to our slow start is, we got to be able to adjust quicker and have some plays in there that can attack that coverage, and that falls squarely on my shoulders.
All right, so the Packers fall to 1-4 in divisional games this season. This will be their 4th time finishing under 500 against their division since the league realigned in 2002. Green Bay is allowing over 10 more points per game to NFC North opponents this season and have turned the ball over 8 times in those 5 games. Now, I will say the NFC North could be the best division in football, so maybe there's that little caveat. But nonetheless, when you look at the Packers and their trajectory going forward, in the postseason, does this concern you at all?
Well, it concerns you in this way that when you look at their division alone, they were 1-4 in the division. So the 2 best teams are ahead of them for a reason. And it's obviously the Detroit Lions, and all of a sudden it is the Minnesota Vikings. And when you look at the Green Bay Packers right now, they're still a good football team. They're very competitive in this game. They got off to a slow start, found a way to come back. But in the playoffs, you get off to a slow start and you lose, you go home.
Yeah.
They know that. They're one and done, right? And so all of a sudden this division, and you said it, might be the best division in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. There's going to be 3 teams come out of this division. Maybe 3 teams that come out of the AFC West as well, if it all runs right over there. And that's over in that conference. But fun division to watch. Green Bay's probably disappointed. But you got to give the Minnesota Vikings a lot of credit, not only offensively with Sam Darnold, but defensively. Mm-hmm. They have taken the ball away when you think about it. The numbers are way up there. They are plus 30 in takeaways. They have taken the ball away 30 times, whether it's interceptions or fumbles. So they give that offense more opportunities to have the ball. And that's what he was talking about in coverage. They were playing this coverage where he was a little bit hesitant about throwing it in there because they didn't want to turn the ball over. Yeah. Because these guys take the ball away so much.
Yeah, and the Packers were coming off 5 straight games of scoring 30 or more points. Jordan Love, the Packers QB. Let's hear from him. It's new on SportsCenter.
Yeah, I mean, belief's there. We know wasn't good enough in a lot of areas tonight. Off to a very slow start. Obviously not putting up any points early on didn't help us. But, yeah, I mean, obviously we know what type of team we are, and there's just a lot of stuff to clean up. Just know what type of team we are, knowing the guys we got in the locker room, and yeah.
Matt was saying that they were playing more man than you guys anticipated, and that probably played a role in the slow start. How can you guys make better and make adjustments when a team catches you off guard like that?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, you prepare throughout a week, and teams always have their flavors of the week and what they might be throwing at you that week. So, I mean, that's part of it. You gotta come out and adjust to whatever they might be throwing at you, whether it's something you've planned for or something you haven't planned for. And I don't think we did that well enough early on there. And then it just comes down to going out there and making those plays, and we didn't make those plays.
Jordan, what's the emotion coming off the field after another game with the slow start, but with the fast finish just wasn't quite enough? What's the emotion like when it happens multiple times?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's obviously it ended up being a close game, but we know it's hard when you put yourself in a hole and are down early and just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. So there's so much stuff to clean up and get better at. But, I think we're still a really good team. We can put up points, but when you put yourself in a hole, it's hard to climb out of that hole. And when it's a good team like the Vikings, it makes it even tougher. So we got to figure out ways to start faster and put up points.
Jordan, what's the difference between you guys? I mean, you got 11 wins, but between you guys and then Detroit, Minnesota, and Philly?
Not much. Just got to come out there, and when we play these teams, it comes down to execution and making plays.
The deep shot to throw on 3rd and 5 in the first half, what did you see on that play? At that point in the game, do you just feel like you needed to do something downfield just to stop the defense?
Yeah, they came out, and I think they pretty much played like 44-man, kind of 2-man-ish. And, I just didn't see anybody winning on the routes. So, I felt like that safety that was over the top was a little bit lower, and I wanted to try and give Bo a shot down the field. And clearly, we didn't win out there. Safety was a little deeper than I thought. But, I'll have to look at it and see if there was anything I could have done differently. But, yeah.
I know injuries are never an excuse in this league. Everyone has to deal with them. But to not have the threat down the field today, not have Christian Watson, how much does that correlate? How much does that kind of cure that issue?
No, it's tough. Like you said, injuries are tough. You want to have all your guys out there. But we got plenty of guys in that receiver room that is never an issue. We got other guys that can threaten the defense vertically with their speed. So that's never an issue. We just got to have guys step up. But obviously, you want to have your best guys out there. But we got plenty of talent in that locker room that other guys can step in and make those plays.
On the 4th and 2 slant to Reed, did you like the decision to go for the play call, and what happened there just with the execution in your mind?
Yeah, no, I like it. We're being aggressive, and we had them. We had them there. I looked opposite to the other side. They dropped somebody under Rome and tried working back, and Jay Reed won on his route, and we just missed. We both missed. I missed on the throw. He missed making that play, catching the ball. So just one of those things that a play we have to make.
Did you ask Matt on that 4th and 3, 4 to go for it there, or what were your thoughts on that?
No, Matt, you talking about the one?
Yeah, when you kicked the field goal.
Oh, when was this? Sorry.
4th and 3, 4-yard line.
Oh, yeah, after the pat. No, I think I don't even know what the score was at that time, but I think just trying to take those points right there. Put ourselves in a good position. Hadn't really been doing great offensively, so take those points. I think it's the right decision.
What got you rolling there toward the end?
All right, let's hear
Just
Kevin
making plays,
O'Connell on the Vikings win against the
something
Packers
that we
now.
weren't doing in the first half. We started going
Fought
simple.
NFC North game. Football team we played against was playing as well as anybody in the league, and we knew it would be a big-time challenge. Took a lot of different parts of our team to come together, make some plays to find a way to win the game, and very proud of our guys. And it was so important to us this year to get back to the way we should play at US Bank Stadium. So to finish 7-1 in front of our fans and have that kind of atmosphere in a game like this is why we do what we do and love the support of our fans. Thought it was phenomenal tonight, as always. It was huge for us, and our team thrives off of it. So now we get to go on the road and have a chance to compete one more time. That's all we ask for, is just another new week, new challenge. Really, really one of the best teams in football all year long. We got to go to their place and roll it out there for 60 minutes. So we're going to put our work in this week and try to find a way to go 1-0 this week. But a lot of performances to point out. I thought defensively, Cashman was all over the field again tonight. Jared Tillery with the forced fumble. Flo and his staff had a really, really good plan. I thought really kept him off balance early. And then, offensively, what can I say about Sam Darnold other than another big time performance when his team needed it? Phenomenal moment in the locker room after the game when he finally made it in there. Was really cool, and I'm just so proud of him. There's so many things that lead into moments like this for Sam since he became a Minnesota Viking, just to see how he's ultimately been able to maximize everything about his opportunity, and our football team loves him for it, and I've had an absolute blast coaching him and just so proud of him. All of our wideouts, Justin, Speedy, and Jordan Addison made some huge plays, TJ Hawkinson, and then we did just enough in the run game. It was tough sledding at times, but just enough to have the threat there to get a couple great executed plays there late to not have to put our defense back on the field.
Could you take us through the last drive? You called 3 pass plays.
Yeah.
Difficult situation.
Yeah, we were, I just didn't want to, worry so much about the clock and making Matt use his timeouts. I felt comfortable with Sam in those moments, and I loved how some of those things married up with some other runs we had either done late in games, throughout the year, or even tonight in the game. So I thought we'd get some edges and get Sam and his athleticism out on the perimeter. And then, great drive starter to C.J. Ham, popping him out the back door there. And then we're able to get a great edge on the next one where Justin comes screaming across on the low cross. And then the last one, just burying that thing all down and sneaking Cam out there. That ball felt like it was in the air for absolutely ever. Sam threw a lot of balls tonight, and that one probably stressed me out the most out of his 43 attempts. But what a play by Cam Akers. To say what that guy's been through I hope fans understand just how significant what he's been through has been and how he wanted to be a Minnesota Viking and made the play when we absolutely needed it, in addition to catching a touchdown on the screen.
For your running backs, a couple catches in the drive, I guess, how much does that help in terms of making something high percentage, even if you're deciding not to run it, you stick with the passing game knowing you have a high percentage?
Yeah, to me, it's about putting together the best possible play to see if we can get Sam on the edge. And normally, if people aren't letting you get out on the edge, then we should be able to get some runs off. It's marriage of them trying to defend every play they've got to defend, out of those looks. And I just thought the execution was really high. If at any point in time Sam needed to, dirt it or just go down, we were not going to stop the clock on our own accord. And I just trusted in the execution of our guys. And between Cam's catch, CJ's catch, and Justin's was not an easy one, late in the down, kind of driving that low cross right on the 1 and 8 and him staying in bounds as well.
With Sam? You mentioned there was a moment when Sam came.
I think he might have been talking to Tom upstairs, but we felt like we waited for a long time, and I certainly wasn't going to interrupt that conversation. And when he came back in, the guys were ready with some water bottles and kind of lifted him up, and it was a really cool moment.
Kevin, the best to
All right, so the Vikings aren't quite done yet because they now have the best record in the NFC and the second most wins in a season in franchise history. Minnesota, however, has never made the Super Bowl in a season in which it has won 13 or more games, which is crazy. And I said they're not done yet because they've got a tough task ahead of them. They're going to have to face Detroit in their last game of the season, and the winner of that game between the Lions and the Vikings will determine not only the winner of the division in the NFC North, but also the 1 seed in the NFC. Now, I know the Lions play tomorrow night against the Niners. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in that game. That's still what it's going to be next week when the Vikings and Lions play each other. How is that going to shake out?
Well, I think it's going to must-see TV, right? And the Lions do have to practice, go and play San Francisco. They got to travel to San Francisco, right? So that's a long way coming from the east to the west. I know I make that journey every week.
You make it look easy.
Yeah, whatever. But so I mean that's hard, and so with that being said, though, the Lions they know what's at stake. They want to make sure that they keep that home field advantage and make people come into Detroit and try to beat them there at home.
Well, they'll do a good job of it, I'm certain. It'll be interesting to see how these two play out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just asking, regardless of the home field advantage, who's in better shape at this point in the season? I know with the injuries with the Lions, but who do you have more confidence in at this point in the season, the Vikings or the Lions?
I'm going to have to go with the Lions. Right now. I think Jared Goff has something to prove. He's another one that has something to prove. Remember, he got shipped out. He got sent to Detroit for Matthew Stafford, right? Like he's done. He's going to Detroit. They build good cars up there. Football teams are kind of okay.
Figure it out.
They still build good cars. Now they got a really good football team too.
They build good football teams.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
As well.